Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I'm your host. We are broadcasting high above Pacific Center Station, and the numbers around Metro Atlanta are probably 16 north on 400 to the perimeter, 17 west on 20 to Six Flags, and 16 south on 75-85 to the airport if you're just flying in. The Mets continue their road trips away from Citi Field. Like the league knew they would play well there this year because they were about a 6-6-7 team there. This is a show about baseball, and I could dive right into the numbers, but I don't know. I don't know, Chris. Are you able to watch baseball and football with the equal fervor, or did you kind of lose a little bit once football season sort of starts?
For baseball? No. To watch those terrible football teams that are here?
Well, just to watch football in general. I mean, like because essentially, this is Labor Day is when the switch happens. Where I mean, the importance obviously, well, it used to be what the importance of was in terms of the front page and everything like that. But it was baseball focused for 3 months is what you'd get on
Yeah.
the back page and everything like that. And now you're going to get nothing but football for the next
Oh, yeah.
half year in
Watching
that
it,
sense.
watching a team not score touchdowns. No, I was literally all over the remote yesterday because Giants and Jets are playing at the same time.
Mm.
Yankees and Mets are at 1. U.S. Open was at 3. Another classic match between Alcaraz and Sinner. So I was like Johnny Remote Control yesterday.
Well, I didn't do as much, but this is a show about baseball. We talk about football because it takes over
We're not
everything.
going to talk about Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. No.
I could talk about Alcaraz because I don't think Sinner's as good as Alcaraz. I think he's just the only other guy at that level at this point. You know what I
That's
mean? It's
interesting.
like,
I mean, the numbers are the last 8 Grand Slams, they've split them.
is it really 4-4?
Yeah, 4-4 of the last 8. Yeah. They
Wow.
haven't always played each other in the finals. The last 3, they played each other in the finals, and Alcaraz beat him in the French and beat him in the U.S., and Sinner beat him in Wimbledon.
In Wimbledon, which I
But
guess,
no, I think Alcaraz overall is the better player. I was thinking to someone the other day, what do you feel like if you're Yannick Sinner? You're like, I'm better than everybody on the planet except one son of a gun. Like,
except one person. Yeah.
except one damn guy.
Well, if you're Djokovic, think about this. You came up and there were these two greats, and no one's going to be as good as these two. And then you get up there and you're as good as them and you beat them, and now
Right.
you're it. And then suddenly there's these two other guys that suddenly show up as you're coming down. And now, as you just said, I can beat every other player in the world except those two guys because
Yeah.
I'm going to reach the semifinals of every, which is the other crazy. He's reaching the semifinals of
At
the Grand Slam
37
events,
years old or whatever. Yeah.
basically. And yeah, but but
And
but
he doesn't have the athleticism and stamina to beat those guys now in a five
because
set match. I mean, they
because
can just wear him down.
he's 30 nothing.
Yeah,
He's
no, I
30. No,
get
I
it.
mean, yeah. But
But it was like
so
years ago when one time when Roddick was at his peak, and I think he only won 1 Grand Slam, and he lost to Federer in Wimbledon. And like, they interview him on the court afterwards, and they're always very gracious and stuff. And like, I remember Roddick said something like they asked him a question. He's like, I can't beat this guy. He's like, this is ridiculous. Like, I just played the best match of my life, and I still can't beat him. Like,
and it's funny we're talking about men's, but it's like the women's side, they were saying that they were at one point in like the quarters, like at least all the people in there had at least won one or reached one. It was like there was that much, not necessarily parity, but that much greatness that is spread around, or there isn't, because there isn't the one or the
yeah.
two and stuff like that. And I don't know. So which do you think is better for which do you prefer? How about that? Do you prefer it where there is the king and the queen, you're trying to I mean in terms of the one and the two on the board, and you're trying to get
No,
to
I
that,
think
or
I mean, tennis has had for its most of its time. I think there was that time where Serena was so dominant
yeah,
in women's, but both men's and women's have had just classic rivalries in these. So I think it's best when you have maybe 4 or 5, like the late 70s, early 80s, when it was Borg and McEnroe and Connors, and then Lendl and Becker came along. I think it's
I
better
think
if
we
it's
all
like three or four. Like again, women's had that with Chrissy Everett and Martina, and then there were some other ladies. Then like when it's three or four or five, I think that's when it's really really good because what mix is playing well at the time.
I think we forget about the late 80s and early 90s where you had Steffi Graf and Monica Seles and Martina Hingis is young at that time.
Right,
And
and
you
with
still had
Capriati in
Jennifer
her early
Capriati's
career was
there.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
still
I
no, I know.
can't I can't think of all the matchups right now in my head, but
I
yes.
that's fine. That's understandable. We're talking tennis on a show that's supposed to be about baseball. And I do run through the cycle of the Mets. And I'll just say it's as simple as the kids are here. And the thing about it is the kids were the ones that went 6 innings. They're the ones that are, so I'm not even going to get into discussion as to whether uh who's better or who's not and everything like that. McLean is 5 innings into his start against the Phillies, and he's got a 97-mile-per-hour fastball that he's not trusting, and I'm hoping it's because he's got a broken fingernail, but that's neither here nor there. What I did come to talk about is on December 6th, 2023, the San Diego Padres traded outfielder Juan Soto and some other guy, outfielder Trent Grisham, to the New York Yankees. In exchange, they received right-handed pitchers, the Padres did, Michael King, uh, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, and Drew Thorpe, along with catcher Kyle Hishigawa, who
Higashioka.
Hihashioka, who I just messed it up again. He was granted free agency after 2024, and he's now with the Rangers. Uh, Drew Thorpe was part of the Dylan Cease deal, and now he's
Right.
somewhere in Chicago. I don't know if he's in the White Sox organization or whatever like that. Johnny Brito is still under contract till 2030, but he's not in the major leagues as of right now. Michael King, who you guys had last year, 2024, 13-9, 2.95.
No, Michael King's good. Michael King was good with the Yankees. That was the big piece that San Diego wanted, the young arm.
Yeah, and he was seventh in the Cy Young this year. He's 4-2 with a 2.81 with with 25 starts. So that's a yeah. And they also got you also gave up what I missed some. Oh, Randy Vasquez, who's 4-6 with a 3.91 over 23 starts, similar stats from last year. It's an arm. He's pitching in the
Yep.
major leagues. It's not bad. It's not bad. But the two names, the big name, Frank Grisham. Uh, he's a throw-in, right? I mean, or was he? I mean, because
No,
he
he
because
was
he
a
did have.
thrower. Defensive,
I was going to say he had two Gold Gloves.
the
So
two
I
gold
mean,
gloves. He's and his gold gloves are funny. He's a go and get it gold glover. He has the arm of a 6-year-old girl, but he can, you want to talk about a guy that can go get it? Whew. Martin, you watch this guy. I mean, you play baseball. You know what it's like to get a jump when you read, but he is so bleeping good at it.
hmm. And in Yankee Stadium, that would help out with that large center field. But
Yeah, buddy.
in 2024, you guys, he only played 76. I was puzzled at this because I'm going, he only played 76 games. And at first I'm going, was he injured? I'm looking up and I'm like, oh, that's right. Because Aaron Judge and Juan
Well,
Soto,
so because you had Soto, right?
yeah, are starting in the outfield. So there's very few starts to go around, and you're not necessarily a left fielder, you're a center fielder, and blah, 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 blah. So 76 games. Didn't shine when he got on the field. A 675 OPS, way more strikeouts, 57 than walks, 22. So what'd you give him? He's hitting 243 with an 825 OPS. That's literally 150 points better with
I,
30 bombs.
I still, I don't have neither the time nor the resources, but I would love for somebody to put together a comprehensive study of the last 30 years in baseball
Mm-hmm.
and see random players, not all star players, random players in their walk year and see how much
Oh,
better they are in their walk years.
oh, because I did know. You know what? It wasn't until I got to the end of it that I noticed that he is a free agent this year.
Uh, and I think guys who are not, all-time greats.
Hmm.
Maybe, you know, maybe we could look into some
I could look right up.
alternative training, but also
Oh,
I think guys know,
as
Trent
those
Grisham
greats
knows,
continue,
listen,
right?
I can go pick it, so I'll have a job, right?
Hmm.
But if I really work my tail off and
Hmm.
come into this season in the best shape, do the best off season, and if I have one outstanding season, I can get a big contract. That one big contract.
So
Not most people don't get two big contracts.
you're describing the situation right up 75 at the Battery that the Braves got with Jerkison Profar, because
Right.
he had the big year last year and then he got the big deal and then he got caught. I'm not saying Trent Grisham. I'm not saying your boy
No,
Grisham is
no,
is
but
on any. I'm just saying Profar got that exact same. What you just described is basically what
yeah,
Profar got. He got the
100%.
big deal and he got caught. And if the Braves were going to make the playoffs, which thankfully they're not, he wouldn't be part of it. But he not. They're not going to make the playoffs because he missed 80 games because you suddenly had to find a fit for that. But that's just me, kicking the Braves while they're down. But so you're describing that right now. How big has Trent Grisham been for your team? How what's he going to be like in the postseason? Should you guys, if you guys, when you guys make it? What are your thoughts on Trent Grisham going forward?
He's right there, right? I mean, he plays all the time. He's got 500 plate appearances, right? Played
Mm-hmm.
126 games. I'm looking at the stats. I mean, he's our starting center fielder. Like, our starting outfield in an important game is Clay Bellinger, Aaron Judge, and Trent Grisham. Like, he's the starting center fielder at Yankee Stadium. It's a big job, man. There's some big guys that have had those shoes.
One of them was Mantle, I believe, but
Mantle, DiMaggio, Bernie Williams, like
what did I just see? Oh,
guys
I
that
know
have
where I saw Mickey's
guys that
name.
have put up numbers and rings.
I saw Mickey's name and I thought about him first because I just saw that Cal Raleigh has now set the record for most home
Switch
runs as a
hitters.
switch hitter or something like that. Yeah, along
Yeah.
those lines. Um, so we're down to like less than 20 games.
Yep.
This is it's been a long season, which always is, and it doesn't feel long at the end here. It just feels sad because it's almost like I don't miss April, but I kind of what I mean. It's just I miss the fact that I had a long season to look forward to, but we're down to the end. And you, a while back, at the very least, mid-season, told me Toronto wasn't any good. And granted, they're only up two on you guys in the East now, but they are the top seed in the playoffs. It starts today. So, with that being said, now that I think about it, if the so between Toronto, the Yankees, the Red Sox, because they're right there, because you've got to add them to discussion, and the Tigers. You can say okay all you want, but why not? Why not the Red Sox? Why not the Red Sox?
To quote Happy Gilmore, someone's closer.
But I included the Tigers because between
First
the
of all,
four of you,
you are never going to see someone celebrate and dance more than when the Yankees overtake the Blue Jays in a week. Like, it's going to be, you're going to have to put me in jail. Okay, that's how much I'm going to gloat.
because
But
hey,
they said to the Yankees, yeah, do it against the big teams. And they have this 12-game gauntlet. Well, they went to Houston and they won 2 out of 3. And
yeah,
they came home and lost to Toronto on Friday night and then won back-to-back close games.
yeah.
Now we got the Tigers and the Red Sox, our next 6 games. But of course, like I always say, the hater always wins the argument. So they won 4 out of 6 against the Astros and the Blue Jays, 2 teams who they couldn't beat, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, last night on the radio, well, it doesn't count to the playoffs. And you're like, come on, guys. Like, you can't, like,
Well, this is the other part of it. This is I don't know. September baseball is basically the playoffs. You
Oh,
guys, you're
I know
playing
that.
tough
You knew
teams.
that. That's my
The
point. Right.
yeah, the Mets, everybody's talking about the Mets schedule, and it's not easy because everybody's got something to play for, and I'm like, good, because the Rangers got something to play for. Okay, who else is on that list? I mean, like, I want to say they got the Padres still. I want to say the Cardinals, or I mean, it's like they're playing teams that are still got stuff to play for, so they're gonna play their best the same way the Mets need to play their best because it's, I don't know, September. This is
Yeah.
when you have to play your best baseball. But
But but realistically, the teams behind you suck.
yeah.
San
Well,
Francisco and Cincinnati this year have been the what's that? What was that song by Paul Abdul? Two steps forward, one step back.
yeah, they're
All year.
opposites tracked. But the
But I'm
Reds
saying
just
the,
took.
the chorus was two step. Like
Oh
Cincinnati,
no, I
king
yeah,
of
we take
that.
Tuesday. I'm not
Like
disagreeing with
Cincinnati
what.
always looks like they're getting it together. And again, I put them in the playoffs because of Francona.
Yeah, well,
But
they don't have the pitching. I was gonna say
right, they
101.
just don't have the pitching. Again, Dela Cruz has been great. He's elevated himself to one of the 10 best players in the game, which we all know he had that talent, right?
Just can't feel, but yeah,
But right, you give Francona a little bit of pitching next year.
yeah. Oh yeah, next year they're
Right, no, I'm
scoring at
just
the
saying
same.
he just doesn't have it this year.
All right, well, so and I asked this and you laughed it off. So why should I count the Red Sox out of the AL East division?
Because they're the Red Sox. I'm not worried. I look worried.
You don't sound worried. Didn't they take 2 out of 3 from you guys last time, or was it worse than that?
Again, it's this weekend. It comes down to this weekend. Listen, win 2 of 3 in Detroit. Even if you only win 1 of 3 in Detroit, take one, get one in Detroit, come
So is
home.
this DC Scooble at the end?
What?
DC Scooble at the end? Is he the
You know what? I get into the matchups. But again,
okay?
in Detroit, if you get one and then you come home and you get 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox, so that you go 3-3 there, you win 4-2 against the other. So you went 7-5 in that 12 game against the other four best teams. It's 2 games over 500. That's almost 60%. That's you win 60% of your games. You're doing something well.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works. I think I believe the Mets just took 2 out of 3 in Detroit. But that's neither here nor there.
The worst thing about
Juan's
Trent Grisham is he's got the worst mustache in baseball.
yeah, that's good. That really does look. I'm not even going to describe what it looks like. It's not. I'm not a mustache guy, and I don't have a mustache. I can grow one. I just choose not to. Juan Soto can grow facial hair. I guess I've never really seen him with a big bushel of facial hair. It wouldn't look good on
Yeah,
him, but I'm sure he can. He's a major part of why the Yankees won the AL East last year
he was.
because and that's sort of he signed the huge contract and everything. And before I get to it, and I've asked this before, why why is there such an infatuation with how much players are getting paid? Not it's the fan base. It's almost like I can't I'll start it over. How about I don't like the post that begins with he's playing well, but he's still not worth the money. It, he didn't blackmail someone for the money. If anybody offered you at your job that money, you take it too. So I'm lost by the argument never makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. Got over the money a long time ago.
It's but and here's the thing, for all that being said, this year he's hitting before this game right now, he was hitting 262 with a 925 OPS, 38 home runs, 93 RBIs, which is third in the league, 109 runs scored. Let me ask you this because I put this on a question. Is runs scored still a stat that we is that did that make it into the analytics playbook? Is that still important? Or
They
I
do
mean, batting
the,
back,
they do the runs created thing, which has to do with runs scored, right? Like
I
RBIs, runs
oh
scored, minus home runs or whatever,
I was
whatever.
gonna say I'm asking. So
Yeah, no, it is. Scoring
all right.
runs is important.
Okay, so him being 109 runs scored and being third in the league with it, and his first ever 30-30 stolen season. It, the Antoine Richardson, the first base coach for the Mets, who I don't know if you've watched any Mets games, but he's what is believed to be the reason why that their success rate is about I think 88%. Like we don't. get thrown
Right.
out, and we had that whole run and everything like that. He's the one that is been deemed the reason why that has taken place. And he just did an article I literally read this morning, was just like Juan Soto's taken to him, and they're tight like grass and everything like that. And he's been the best student, and he spends all this time ever and everything. He says he can get to 40, that he could go 40-40 this year,
Okay.
which I'm like, I mean, and the thing is, it's not like he's not going to be on base, because he's
Right.
going to,
He's always on base.
he's always, he leads the majors in on base percentage at 401. Um, Juan, John Olerud had the Mets, has the Mets all time season career, no, all time season record for walks in a season at 125. Juan Soto is going to blow by that, I would think, by next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but I feel by next Saturday he should be at least 127, 130. He's going to lead the league in walks. He's going to be top 10, top 5 in runs. Is that season worth the money? Is that
Yeah,
enough?
sure.
Or I mean, is that going to be enough? I mean, for the fans to not say that is, I guess, the question. Is that not going? Is that, I mean, what will it take? Is it possible?
Winning the World Series.
Okay, so it's only that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's again, we had this argument a million times in this
yeah,
podcast. That's the Uncle Stevie thing.
which is just,
I don't disagree with you, Martin, but I'm
yeah, I
just
know,
telling
I know,
you.
I know. So I was the question I have here written is, what's with the craziness? But that's essentially what it comes down to, is it. They're gonna make it. I mean, you've already kind of condemned with the San
Yeah, they're in
Francisco
the
and
playoffs. They're in the
Cincinnati.
show. They're going to be in the show. Let's
Is
go.
is that is that enough? Is that
No.
is that enough for Mendoza to keep? No, for Mendoza to
Oh,
keep
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah, yeah.
job.
Manny's going to keep his job. They're going to make the playoffs. Yeah, yeah, even if they lose in the first round, whatever. Yeah.
Is it going to be enough for the fans to not still declare for him to not to be fired, to be one of the only managers, if not the only Mets manager, to have a winning record as manager of the Mets?
Yeah.
I don't, and still he should lose his job. But anyway, that was the other question. Will that be enough? So I guess the only other question is, do you think they catch the Phillies? Can we catch the Phillies? Is that
No,
completely
don't
out of
worry. Don't even worry about it. And don't even worry about it. I don't think you can. How many are you back? 4.5?
well, we're back 7 now. They
Oh,
got
what do you think you are? The 2008 Mets? You think the Phillies are the 2008 Mets?
well,
No, sorry.
they
Too
don't
soon?
have. No, it's not too
Was it
soon,
'08
because
or '07? What was
it
the
was
really
oh
big one?
oh 07 was the one that hurt. Oh
Yeah.
seven is the one. Oh 07, I want to say, is the
Didn't you
one
lose
where
the
they
last three at
catch
home
us
that year?
and then Utley breaks Tejada's leg, and, like, like the first thing, whatever, like that. Yeah, yeah, that whole Phillies, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard. I can never think of the third, and it always annoys me, but it
Jimmy
does annoy me.
Rollins.
Yeah, because I didn't mind Jilly Rollins, because maybe that's why, because I don't hate him as much as I hate the other two. So there you go. um, Making me think back is transition to what I did mention. What kind of talk about, which, and I'll use this as a break. The transitioning back to making me think about earlier times, which would be thinking back to Teaneck High School, and thinking back about my high school is a horrible way to go into. I've been doing podcasts, which is the William E. Brown Memorial Questionnaire. It's a promotional tool for the THS class of 1995 30-year reunion, which is taking place on October 18th. This event will include a 10:30 a.m. tour of Old Stomping Ground by a student ambassador, and blah, 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 blah. I could continue on this, but Chris has heard it before. And if you're hearing this, and you probably haven't, but you can get all the information, including discounted hotel and how to pay for all this fun, by checking the Invite Me link in the description for this episode for full details, or you can find it on the THS group on the Facebook, like I did. Maybe it's on other social media apps, but I'm old. hence the 30-year anniversary. I don't know. I'm not on Instagram. I'm certainly not on TikTok. I
How
don't
about
even know what
you
else there
hawking?
is.
How about you hawking product like your hero Anthony Irwin Kornheiser?
Oh, oh, you got to be kidding. Why would I not? Why would I not? Uh,
You shill. You sell out.
so
Krusty the Clown. Can you narrow?
they brought a dump truck full of money to my, yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't. But I've posted two of these on the YouTubes, and it is, you laugh, but it's promoting this channel as well. So,
No, no, I.
it's a reach around, and I've got a couple of
You
different
phone
class
me.
events scheduled for this week's. Just your thoughts on just this whole thing, because you were part of the pilot, and you were joining me on the last one. So just your thoughts.
Uh, it's fun. I think it's cool. I'm hoping people from our class are watching it. My girlfriend gets a kick out of them if that's any. Uh,
I mean, is she's from, or she's been around Northern New Jersey long enough? So,
no, she's been in Queens for 30 years, but
hmm.
she loves. She came from Whiteyville, Pennsylvania, like Whitey
uh,
Whiteville, and then has lived in Queens. That went to St. John's and was like, "Oh my God, there's people of other colors and cultures." Like,
so she went from the white door to the black door, which is fun.
right, and loves it and loves the diversity. So anytime, like my family, she's obviously been around my family a lot these past couple of years, and we always talk about Teaneck with reverence and our growing up there. She loves it. So like, we were just talking before I got on here about Jared's episode and him
Hmm.
talking about going to Ridgewood and coming back to Teaneck and how like, so she loves that. She loves Teaneck.
Well, as we all do. Since we're talking Teaneck, we'll it's a better way to back out of this with a trivia question.
Wait, I have one quick trivia question for
Oh,
you.
go ahead.
Minnesota Twins at
Mhm.
Los Angeles Angels at
Okay.
9:38 p.m. tomorrow night.
Twins, Angels.
Twins Angels in Los Angeles. What's the
Okay.
lowest ticket price you can get into the stadium for?
Oh, and it's the Anaheim Stadium too. Oh, I'm gonna go real low. You know what? I'll be kind. Oof, $4?
What?
Can I get in for four?
Yes, you can. That's the
What?
lowest one on the board for tomorrow. Four
All right.
dollars.
Because the Angels have been,
Because the Angels and Twins stink.
well,
Yeah,
that's A, but the Anaheim Stadium's out in the middle. Like, no one ever talks about
right.
of about the Anaheim Stadium. Like, I thought there was, no, it's when everybody moved from the when the Chargers moved from San Diego, they went and got the SoFi Stadium, like the SoCal, wherever they held the Super Bowl at. That's like another one of those great stadiums.
Yeah, so far.
Anaheim,
Yeah.
yeah, Anaheim moved or changed their name and still plays at some crap hole with it's got a fountain in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not. Yeah,
The
it's
most expensive game or the one that's the highest price of the cheapest is A's, Red Sox at A's and Rockies at Dodgers, both $35 is the cheapest ticket you can get for those games.
oh, where
This was when I was looking at the start of the matchups for the Yankees Tigers on ESPN that came up.
do you see Scooble?
No, well, it has Thursday. It says undecided.
Okay. Well, I don't know if they're gonna.
Listen, I mean, maybe they'll move him up, but
I if you don't see him,
no,
it's not
not.
like it's. I was gonna say it's not something you're. I wouldn't want you to see him unless you had to, but we went. We the Mets got to play him and didn't get to see him, and it worked out well. You worked out this whole joke from a while back that I never forget, that the William E. Brown Memorial Award was the nice guy. Was it the Nice Guy Sports Award, or the just the Nice Guy Award in general? Is that what you called it?
Did I? You
I
probably said something
it,
funny.
it was something along those lines. It certainly wasn't for my athletic performance. I only made it through freshman year of Highwayman football. Couldn't tell you if I started. I don't believe I did. I know I asked to play linebacker, and feeling my knowledge of the game would make up for my lack of actual lateral movement. Uh, it was shot down. Um, Baseball all 4 years. Spent most of my junior year on JV and a part-time player, if that, even as a senior. I'm hoping someone does a memorial and puts me in my place. I did hang around the gym a lot, and don't know how I got talked my way into becoming the voice of the Highwaymen, serving as the in-gym announcer for home games. I don't have much memories of that because I'm unburdened by memory, but I do remember calling Mike Nurse the boogeyman. And I remember seeing him a couple years later when Iowa State won a game or two in the NCAA tournament.
They lost in the Elite Eight to Michigan State.
There you go. I do not remember my interactions with Coach Curtis March, but it would have been looking up, not just due to the reference of a great man, educator, and coach. He was like what, 6'6"?
Yeah, 6'7". Yeah.
I was gonna say because either that or it felt that way because he just felt
No,
tall and
he was
big
big.
and yeah. The gym at Teaneck High School is now named for Coach March, who is one of only a few coaches in New Jersey state history with more than 500 career coaching victories. That's a list that includes St. Anthony legend and national great Bob Hurley and the producer of all his sons. According to NJ.com, Coach March finished with 594 wins. The number I'm looking for from you is how many did he earn as head coach of the boys team? Because
Yeah, he coached the
if I
girls.
I'm
He's
trying to
still the
remember
only guy with a jamboree title in both boys and girls.
I'm trying to remember the female who was the star who was on our wall. It's gonna say because she went off and played college and would have been, I mean, the kind of woman that would have been in the NBA, the WNBA, if it was around at that time. But
I
she
want
went
to
off
say
and played for
I
the.
want to say John Wellington's sister was actually like an all league or maybe all county player back with March in the
Oh,
80s.
yeah. Well,
And there was
yeah.
another girl, yeah, who was like an all county, all state girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
But
say so. He took over our sophomore year in '93
mm-hmm.
or '92,
I was gonna say
'93.
he'd only been around for like he only been the boys coach for about 2, 3 years when we were
Yeah, no,
seniors.
Mazziata was coach our freshman year. Then March took over, and I think his last year was like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So 17 years. I'm gonna say 313.
All right. 313 is the number. Thanks for listening to 2TH Grass taking over the latest Mets up. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.